So I'm going to kick this video off with a little bit of a rant, and then I'll get into the actual content. So you guys know that I've been trying to get a better quality microphone for you guys because this laptop microphone just isn't cutting it. Walked into some place called Circuit Town or Circuit something in the West Mall in West Moorings here in Trinidad and Tobago, and I was like dead set. Like I mentally thought I knew 100% what I needed to get. And what I was just assuming was I walk in, I'm like, do you guys have computer microphones? They said no. So that was fail number one. And I said, okay. Mentally, I immediately was just like, all right, I can figure this out. I know exactly what I need. I was like, do you have an iPhone to headphone connector? Because at the moment I have like the iPhone with a lightning port and the headphones with a lightning port. And the old iPhone headphones that I have that have a normal headphone jack, the microphone just doesn't work. So long story short, I buy the iPhone to headphone jack, and I realize that it's a female connection for headphone, not a male connection. And then I was like, okay, well, crap, let me buy an auxiliary cord as well. So I bought an auxiliary cord. Then I realized that I needed a female lightning port because I have the headphones that actually have the lightning port on it. So, or lightning connector, the male connector. And so now I have a male connector lightning port to a female headphone jack with an auxiliary cord, and then I realized this isn't going to work. So anyway, getting into the actual video, I'll probably just order something off Amazon and get it shipped to here. That's perfectly fine. But getting back to the actual video, so today I want to walk through how I've been able to establish 5 streams of income. And not to say that all 5 of them are extremely impressive, but my hope is on a percentage basis, if they can continue to grow at the percentages that they're at, and I'm able to continue to grow them all at a relatively same rate, then they can grow with me and end up being a pretty decent size of my income. Most of you guys know that obviously I have ads on my channel from YouTube, and so that is income number 1. It's ad revenue coming from YouTube. And, you know, I can split this a million different ways, but I generally will say that over the past couple months, I've been able to average about 150 or so in dividends. Some months higher, some months lower. But now I'm trying to get more consistent on the months that, or what I'm actually putting out in terms of content. So I've been paid through the 15th at this point of the month, and I'm up to $81. So I'm hoping if I'm able to get $60, $70 for the next part of the month, I'll be able to pull in $150. Last month in July, I pulled in $177 just because a couple of my videos did a lot better than normal. And for some reason, ad revenue went really well. So that's income stream number 1. Income stream number 2 is, where did it go? Obviously, stock market. Not that one, this one. So obviously, stock market. I can't log into my Fidelity account just yet. Have to figure it out. So I have 2-stage verification, and because I don't get normal text messaging on my US phone, I can only really access things on my US phone via Wi-Fi, and I'm too lazy to take a picture of it and upload it. So I'll resort to using computer shares at the moment. So this is my computer shares portfolio. As you guys are well aware, I have around $300,000 worth of stock investments through 401ks, IRAs, individual brokerage accounts. And at the moment, that yields me about $10,000 worth of income. Yes, I did finally hit that $10,000 point, and I'm bringing that up as we speak. I have a bunch of money in my personal savings account at the moment, so about $200 or so increase in personal savings. So that went from the $9,850, $9,800 to the $10,000 range for the year. Hoping with an increase or a decrease in my actual expenses, because now I'm living on, thankfully the company's paying for a lot of things at the moment. I was able to sell my car, all able to be able to purchase some more stocks in the next upcoming months. and also continue to save a lot more of my income now that the only thing I really have to pay for is food and gas. Don't want to get too much into it, but I don't have to pay for rent or a mortgage or anything like that at the moment, and I got rid of some other things as well. Don't have to pay for normal car insurance anymore either. So that's all small things. $80 here, $200 there. It all begins to add up. The only thing I really have to pay for, which is the biggest expense, is gasoline and food. And luckily, food really isn't all that expensive. And I don't plan on going out to eat all too much, like crazy, like I used to back in Houston. So that is income number 2, is the actual stock market portfolio. Income number 3 is, well, I guess I'll just say this. It's my normal W-2 income that I get through my employer. That also helps provide for my 401k and things along those lines. So at the moment, I can count that as an income stream because obviously I go to work Monday through Friday and am able to put in my 40 to 50 hours a week and get a paycheck in return. So that's obviously income stream number 3. Income stream number 4 is relatively new. It is my Shopify account that I created to sell one of my spreadsheets. And so a lot of times what I'll do, and the spreadsheet that is for sale, and I'll put a link in the description down below, is the spreadsheet that I normally talk through you guys with. It's a simplified version of this. And so at the moment, and for the first 100 orders, I'm selling it for $1. Then I'm gonna see what price point I would want to sell it at. But everybody always asks me for this spreadsheet. Can you provide this spreadsheet? And I've been working on this spreadsheet, using it, updating it, revising it for the past 5 years. So I decided to sell it. And at the moment, I'm just going to assume $50. It's been 5 or 6 days since I've had this store up, and been fortunate to have like 18 sales. So I don't think that I'll be making a crap ton of money off of this, but it'll still be some money, which will be nice to have in the pocket, and will also help with everything. Lastly, 5th stream is my private real estate investment trust that I have invested in, or not really investment trust per se, but private real estate through Cardone Capital. So I invested about $15,000 associated with that. Got my first check deposited into my Wells Fargo account yesterday morning, and that was for around $56. Which if you annualize that and you get $56 for 12 months, that's around a 4.5% return, which is a little bit less than the preferred return that we discussed in signing for things. But I believe that the fund is still ramping up and is also trying to close another deal. So that being said, and also with the some of the apartment complexes not being fully occupied, one of them's at like 85-ish%. As that continues to go over and expenses continue to lower and people begin to move out and they continue to raise rents, I fully intend this to probably be a 6% annual sort of return. But we'll see. I mean, this is the first month and what have you. So we shall see. And it could have been just because it was my first distribution, then it's not the full distribution. So that's a whole other thing to be involved in or to think about. But that's really it for the different streams of income. And so there's 5 of them at the moment. I'm maybe missing one. I was thinking about putting Facebook on there in terms of like selling stuff on Facebook, but I don't really do that very often. It's only here or there. And I wanted to be like, oh, I sold my car. That could be a stream of income. But that's like a one-off. So didn't want to include that at all. So in terms of percentages and the actual amounts on a monthly basis, trying to get about $150 in terms of ad revenue from Google for YouTube. Stock market, I'm averaging about $833 a month, or the $10,000 a month. So you could say it's 800, 833, whatever. Private real estate, doing 57, 56, whatever. I'll do 56. And then Shopify, I'm aiming for about $50. So all in all, majority of my money, and I didn't include my W-2 because you guys don't even know how much I make from that. So just in terms of the 4 out of the 5 income sources, which I'm trying to grow, which are completely dependent on me, and I guess my W-2 income is completely dependent on me as well. But these, I guess 4 out of my 5 income streams, 14% of it comes from YouTube, 76% of it comes from stock market, 5% or 5% and 5% comes from Cardone Capital and Shopify, respectively. They're both 5%. So the real thing for me is, yes, these numbers are small at the moment. It's about $1,000 at the moment a month. But the hope is that if I am able to continue to grow these and keep the percentages the same, like if I go to $1,000 a month in the stock market, then the ad revenue will go up to $200, and the private real estate investment trust from Cardone Capital will go up to $75. And the hope is, yes, this is a starting point. Yes, it's $1,000 a month. No, you can't live off $1,000 a month, at least in the United States or Trinidad for that matter. But it's a starting point. And if I'm able to continue to invest and continue to work at these income streams or create even more income streams, the hope is that I will continue to grow the amount of passive income that comes through. And so that is really the point. The point isn't necessarily what the amount is at the moment. The point is that I'm 28 and I'm working towards continuing to build this so that by the time I hit 4 or 5 years from now, it's in the $2,000 to $3,000 or hopefully even $5,000 a month range, because I started earlier and have been working at it for several years. So I know this video is a little bit different than some of my videos, but truly hope that this was beneficial for you guys. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and like the channel and like the video. I will try to make more videos like this because it's a little bit different. Normally I generally talk about the 3 out of the 5 income sources. Shopify is relatively new to me, and so I might also put some other spreadsheets that I've done in the past on there as well. Some of the spreadsheets that are in here, like dividend increases and how to maybe use a Fibonacci sequence and stuff like that. Maybe I'll put those on the Shopify as well if you guys are interested. But of course, that's not the only reason why I made the Shopify account. I made the Shopify account so that you guys can track your dividends and be better investors yourself. And hopefully at the price of $1, it really helps you out and it's not too much to ask for. Really think that is it. I will talk to you guys in another video. If you have any suggestions about videos that you want to see, leave them down in the comment section down below. Or if you just want to say, great work, thanks, comment section down below. Or if you just have a question, comment section down below. I was thinking about doing a Q&A session. If you guys are interested in that, please let me know in the comment section down below. I think I've tried setting one up before, but I completely failed. But yeah, that's really it. I'll talk to you guys on another video. Have a great weekend.